Smorg, you realize that this is the crossover event that people have been waiting for literally weeks. They've been looking for the Smorg WeSkillNow crossover. Actually, people were like telling me on stream today that they wanted to see it, and I was like, "It's already happening."
Did they bring me up when they were talking about that?
Yes.
That is so cool.
I know.
Oh my gosh! I got the tinglies again. We skill now. Oh, we thrill now. What is up, everybody? Chances are, if you're here, you already know who I am. You probably already know who WeSkillNow is too. He's a little bit bigger channel than I am, but we made this collab video together just to kind of chill out and talk about leagues for a little bit. So it's gonna be a fun time. Stick around and tell a little bit of stories about our lives in RuneScape and what keeps bringing us back and why we're here for Trailblazer and just kind of the YouTube story and the RuneScape experience. So we're happy you're here. Go check out his channel. I'll get the link in the description for you. I'm going to be streaming on Saturday too, so look out for that. I'm planning on 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. CST, so it's going to be my first time going. It might be rough, it might be rocky, but I'm thinking about starting a new account and just trying some stuff out. Maybe I'll do something with medium clue scrolls. Who knows? Something useful for you guys. Just make it worth your time to show up. So yeah, really hope you enjoy. Here we go. So WeSkillNow. The first thing I kind of want to discuss is, why are we so invested in this league's Trailblazer thing? So we don't have a ton of information on it, but we do have a ton of information on it. We know areas, but like all the relics still are just kind of hiding. So, but just like the essence of what's exciting about Trailblazer.
What's exciting about Trailblazer?
What's exciting about it? What draws you to it?
I actually have had to wrestle with this question before, because when Twisted League came out, I was the one that was like trying to encourage everyone that I knew to play. And I had the experience, because I was having a great time myself.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, I had this experience of inviting a bunch of people in, and then they eventually were thanking me for inviting them.
That is really cool.
Yeah, because they had such a great time. But how do I encapsulate that in words?
Just the concept of Trailblazer, the puzzle of figuring out stuff to do in a locked area is intriguing to me. But beyond that, it's the reset and having to do the stuff. And we all know what the stuff means. Everything you're forced to do that's inefficient and slow, but makes you relive like playing RuneScape. Like the leagues just make me feel that. It's almost
starting
like
a new account and feeling those first few hours. It's so great every time, and that's the reason I've probably started like 30 different accounts in my life.
I'm thinking to myself like Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges. Yeah, giving yourself some limitations on a game, challenging yourself in a new way while resetting it just makes it feel new again. And it's just this game I had to explore and learn when I was 7, which basically I'm forcing myself to do it again. Now that I'm an adult and can figure stuff out, I still have to go back and reevaluate everything I do. It's just the allure of that fresh start and then competing with everyone on an even level while everyone's trying to solve a puzzle. It makes you relive the RuneScape that you started playing.
Really great. We've lived in this world for years. We know all the rules, but there's a slight twist this time. Hey, you're locked in Zaya. Hey, you're locked in these regions. But the rules are the same. We're still playing old school RuneScape, but here we are. Here's the challenge. It's a little different this time.
Mm-hmm.
And let's head into it and check it out.
And that's why I think leagues are just gonna have success. Leagues is like the PVM dream. It's just kind of the dream of going back and playing through again. So all that stuff, all that touchy-feely stuff that just keeps us coming back to the game and keeps that number on their main page at 80,000 every day. It's
so impressive.
It is. I think that's what it keeps me coming back to playing it, and things like leagues keep me coming back to play it even more. I am gonna burn myself out those 2 months, and I'm gonna love every second of it. So with that in mind, with that hard grind in mind, let's talk about the first hour. I have a video out about my first hour. It's very rigid in structure. I have a few options in there. You have a video out that's a little more exploratory in nature, but
your video is incredible and displays just like incredible note taking and min maxing, and it puts me to absolute shame. I have to tell you that right now.
But it doesn't though. Like I love that opinion you have. And I love that people have been saying that to me about I have not had the time to plan this out. Oh, it's overwhelming the amount of stuff I have to dig into with the limitations. And I'm like, I love that part of this, but I also love just the community around it that's just excited to see stuff. So the excitement you
Absolutely, yeah.
have in your first hour video when you're figuring all this stuff out, like you're doing Mistle and Mystery, and when you find out about the ruby and the emerald and the sapphire you get, right? It's just like it's that enjoyment of the game that's like mine's prepared as a structured, rigid thing. Yours is just like it exemplifies everything we just talked about. Like you're just genuinely
Very
excited.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
yeah.
so I don't want to say I like yeah, I put a lot of work in my videos, but you know, that first hour is going to be a rush and it's going to be exhilarating. And I'm going to get mad that someone bought an item out of a shop that I needed. If they don't increase the stock on fire staves, I'm going to get salty on stream. And it's going to be funny and people are going to make fun of me for it. But you know what? That's going to be the nature of the beast. I made that strategy. Other people had that strategy. It's just that first hour, like, how do you feel about the first hour? Like, is it a stressful thing for you, or are you really going to come up with a rigid plan like me? Or
Yeah, I mean, I've got a plan. I'm expecting Trailblazer to drop at 3 a.m. My plan is to wake up at 2 a.m., get the stream going, collect my boys, and then a half hour later, the relics and the tasks are going to drop, and then we're just going to be, scouring that, and then we're just going to hop in and play the game.
well,
I'm going to attempt to do like sheep shearer and stuff like that. I'll attempt to go to birdhouses. But you know what my honest prediction is?
what are you going to do?
We'll quickly get distracted from doing birdhouses like really, really fast and just like go for a couple relics right away. Because I think we might have access to so many tasks immediately that it might just make sense to just go for it.
And I've considered that. If you remember Twisted League, every quest was a task. What if we have that? What if
I'm expecting that we do.
What if Romeo and Juliet is a task? How easy is that? Yeah, we need the cadaver berries. It's gonna be a little bit competitive with picking from the bushes, but if that's a task worth points, and we don't even care about the points. If we do enough tasks, we unlock a new area. So we can do all the easy tasks if we want. So yeah, that's another consideration I've had.
That'll get us some land right away,
yeah,
for sure.
As soon as we figure that out, as soon as we figure out those relics and how
Already convinced.
many tasks to get to a new area.
Those quests are definitely every single quest is definitely a task.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it right now.
So Cook's Assistant might be the meta over birdhouses. So I called myself Birdhouse Boy in a video. All right.
I saw that. Wasn't that the most recent one?
Yeah. Because it's my third video on birdhouses. It's like at some point someone's gonna get sick. We need to make some non-birdhouse videos here. The meta's gonna change the instant we find out the tasks. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make all these videos and it's gonna be cool and interesting. 58 minutes and 23 seconds, and we could have a birdhouse made. But what if there's no tasks for it? Well, I'm switching my plan to doing Cook's Assistant. I'm telling you right now. I'll get to the birdhouses, but I'm telling you, we're rushing to that chicken coop.
Plan, and you're gonna trade it for hunting like a bucket of milk and some eggs. You're gonna go in on it.
But don't you love it?
Yes.
The fact that that's a possibility, the fact that that's floating around in the ether waiting to happen, and I would just look at my screen with a little bit of a frown on my face and be like, well, what's next on the agenda?
I spent plenty of time doing, and it's not on YouTube yet, but I did some work doing Daddy's Home. Yeah. And you know what someone commented on my video today, actually? They said, you can make bolts of cloth with 4 balls of wool.
Can you?
I was like, what? So I checked it out. Absolutely not. You can't. Like, wait a minute. You had a leg up on everyone in Daddy's Home for like knowing this, but no.
You had me strung along. I was on the edge there, like, are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, it's completely false. Oh man, that whole first hour plan is just, honestly, it's all garbage. And then you're just gonna have to think on your toes, which is good. That's honestly a good thing. It's a good thing for the game.
The reason for leagues.
Yeah.
That's the hype content.
Mm-hmm. So on
Oh,
that note, something I'm a little less excited about. So my areas, and we haven't discussed this yet, my areas that I'm planning on, I'm going to start with Kandarin, then I'm going to choose Prif, then I'm going to choose Fremennik. I think I'm going to go in that order.
so I've floated around in so many different places, but lately I've been feeling Kandarin, Asgardia, Fremnik. So I was a Prith boy as well recently. So you're gonna have to tell me what draws you to Prith so much.
Oh, absolutely. I think the Gauntlet is one of my favorite pieces of content in the game. I think with the relics, being able to kill him fast enough will make me make less mistakes. So I really think I'm going to be able to do that grind. When I get enough crystal shards, dream scenario, I make my Blade of Saldor, I have my full crystal armor set. All right, I can use the remaining crystal shards and continue to get them from the crystal tree and crystal implings if I do more of them for darts, but I'm sure people are going to camp those. Um, I can make enhanced crystal keys, and I just think that's cool too.
Right.
It's just there's a lot of stuff there that's it's feel good content. For me, it's feel good content.
And when I tried to defend it against someone, they said, "Well, what's there?" I said, "Well, some cool smithing experience from Volcano, some great construction training with the sawmill and the teaks, some agility, some hunting."
So, to the point I was getting at for later on in the leagues grind though, it's the multiplayer minigame grinds. So if you do choose Asgarnia, you're gonna have Void to look forward to, and I say the words "look forward to" with a heavy dose of sarcasm in my voice because
Okay. Oh, I understand.
to get
I understand where
to,
this is going.
to get your large numbers of points, you got to be over combat level 100.
Yes.
Also, you got to have a group of 25 people, otherwise the games
To get it done fast.
take a long time to start too. Um, I really don't think that's the lovely thing about you having the size of followers that you do have. You know, you got the WeSkillNow community. I don't think it's going to be hard to get 25 people together. I don't think it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
And so
You have to realize that this is all new to me too.
Yeah.
This is like 2 weeks old.
I
I can get 25 people.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had that realization today too when someone asked me about Barbarian Assault. I need 5-man teams for that. I've got Nick who's on the Smorg channel with me, who's gonna do it with me. And then I've got subscribers now. I've got people that are planning on doing leagues that if they want to do Barbarian Assault with me, like I realized that. Someone asked me about Barb Assault, and I'm like, while I was typing out, the multiplayer minigame content, you know, it's going to be a grind, and it's not going to feel like a rewarding grind because you don't get 5 times or 8 times your minigame points, but you need it for some stuff. And it's not going to feel good in the league environment when everything else is multiplied. So I just kind of wanted your take on that too, because if you're doing Kandarin and Asgarnia, you're going to do Void and Barb Assault to complete some of those tasks.
And I feel the same way. Got a little bit of dread. I'm not scared. I'm willing to do this grind for Trailblazer.
Good.
I think that you make a really, really good observation when you say, yeah, these points are going to be the same as the main game, while everything else feels like it progresses like 8 times faster, 12 times faster, or more. Yeah, it's not going to feel great, but I am looking forward to it still. I could use some Barbarian Assault in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe not Pest Control, but I'm willing to do it.
I mean, Pest Control, you're looking at 30 hours. Barb Assault to max everything out.
Don't say that. Oh my goodness.
Don't say what? The truth? Is that what you don't?
Yeah, we can avoid that.
I hate to be there, but hey, good thing you gain experience doing the minigame.
You do.
So enjoy your enhanced
as well.
Yeah, enjoy your enhanced experience rates while you're killing this stuff. That will feel good. That part will feel good. You show up there with decent gear, you get your Abyssal Whip before you run and try to do some pest control. You will get something out of it. You know, I make it out like it's this terrible thing, but are there any grinds you in particular are not looking forward to? I have one more for you, because you're also doing Kandarin, that you will cringe at if you have not thought about it. So lay it on me. Is there anything else you're...
You know, and I'm looking forward to your answer here, because I haven't spent much time thinking about what is awful about Trailblazer. Yeah,
I'll give you a couple of hints.
Kandarin grind?
I'm gonna give you a couple of hints. All right, you gotta use your stabbers on them. And you gotta fill yourself up with some gas before you can start doing it. Oh, go talk to
No, I
Rance.
love chompy birds.
You love chompy birds.
I actually love them.
Oh,
Why did I do it? Oh, I only did like the number for the diary, which is like 300, right?
1,000 to get the elite one. 1,000.
Oh, is it 1,000? Okay.
Oh yes. Oh
I think
yes.
I literally did it in one night.
It's not that bad, but it is so bad. Because what are you doing?
So
You're filling balloons with gas and waiting for these stupid birds to pop up with their flashing yellow arrows, and they're just dodo birds, and I don't know why. You just sit there, and it's the gloomiest. It is not an attractive area of RuneScape. So if you
The thing that I did though was I looked up Autumn Elegy's guide on how to do it quickly.
I
and
believe I
had
did
so
the
much
same
fun,
thing.
like doing like the subtle tick manips that were available.
Yep.
And it was great. I loved it. So I'm sorry, but you did not crush my will.
Oh, you are a stronger man than I.
We'll see though.
Yeah. The thing that I do want you to look forward to though, when you do get around to that grind, is people talk about the wilderness PVM pets. Is chompy bird hunting a PVM or a skilling pet? So
Great
it's
question.
a pet, right? That is gonna be one of the master. Sorry, not master. They lowered the points on it, but it will be a
They did.
task worth a significant amount of points. Doing your elite Western provinces nets you that high chance at a chompy pet. With all this grindy stuff that's not gonna feel good because it's not accelerated, there are some benefits to it. My wife just showed me a picture of our cat on her new desk, and it was adorable. Sorry, I thought that was worth the interruption. All right, let's leave the negativity behind now. The most positive part of all of this is the next thing I wanted to bring up, and that's the league's community that I feel like we're doing part of the job of cultivating. Like, I honestly feel like we're doing part of that job. I've seen, and I gotta give a shout out to one viewer, Indie Savvy, who's been on my channel since the start, commenting on
Indy's
every.
in with me too, man.
I've seen him comment on your, like, just the fact that we're here and people are watching our videos and excited about these same challenges that we're discussing and theory crafting. Like, how do you feel about the community? Like, you're a part of it. You have over 2K subs, which congratulations, by the way.
Feeling the exact same way. I'm getting worried that I'm getting swamped with people. What an amazing thing to have, by the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I wake up, first thing I do is looking at a bunch of comments. and then I get my brain all like wired on dopamine a little bit. So it's not the greatest thing to like start work with or anything. But it's been so exciting. What an amazing thing that has happened to our channels, and you're experiencing this too.
Mm-hmm. Mine has been explosive in a month. And I know you've talked to me about that too, about like all of a sudden I'm at 100 subscribers out of nowhere. And I think it was because
the first video that I watched of you, I think you were at 60.
Yeah.
And then you were thanking everyone for getting you up to 40 in the video.
Yeah, it was just so fast. I went to my parents' house and I told my dad, I'm like, I have 50% more subscribers than I had the day before. You gotta tell me, when you first started playing RuneScape, and you probably didn't even think about it, but would you ever expect a game you picked up to still be playing it and be almost even more stoked about playing it at this age? It's like, and it's all the community for me. I have an amazing clan. I'm not the leader of it. I love being a part of the clan. We have cool leadership. We run awesome events. Like, they taught me how to do raids 1. The hours and hours I spent, and I got a 13k CT bow. That's something only people in the clan would know, or friends I've told who were excited. I got a 13k CT bow. I got, I think in my first 25 raids, like 6 drops, and none of them were an arcane prayer scroll. I was the epitome, which, by the way, the first time I ever saw that word written out, I thought it was epitome. I was the epitome. Sometimes we got to throw that crap in, right? I was the epitome of luck on RuneScape. The 5-minute rush of endorphins, and then I'm feeling it again talking about it. The guy I was on call with, who traded me my 380 mil split, started talking me through the gear upgrades to buy right after he gave me the money. And I was sitting there, I was like, Bando's chestplate, Bando's tassets. And he's like, no, you don't want that. And I'm like, what? So I sell him back and he's like, Dragon Hunter Lance. And I'm like, okay. Z-Knights. All right, I already got those. And he just starts listing off the stuff that I'm like, now why am I buying that? And he starts explaining to me differences in DPS upgrades. And I'm like, this is really cool. There were things I didn't think about. Bando's is best in slot, right? Well, if I have a fighter torso, no, it's same in slot. Buy yourself that ancestral robe bottom.
Yeah.
It's just so cool, right? To have people in the game that end up being like a part of these experiences. So I think what we're finding out here is that we all live the same human condition. Oh boy.
That's what it comes down to, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So moving on, the last thing I really wanted to bring up is, for me, the bullet point I have here is just 19 years of RuneScape. 19 years of RuneScape is my experience on this game. And it starts with my friend Sam, who I doubt will ever see this because I have not been in contact with him in darn near a decade. But maybe someday. Made an account for me called Red Eyes 585. And there I was, arguing with my brother who, please don't ban the account, Jagex. Go ahead. I don't even know what it is. We shared the account. We could not stop arguing about whether the steel axe or the black dagger was a better weapon to train with.
Incredible.
I did not know how to check my combat level, so I had to ask my friend Sam to right-click me and tell me what level I was. I was a 7-year-old playing RuneScape.
Dang. Yeah.
So,
except for in my situation, I was the friend making accounts for other people.
What year did you start playing in? When did WeSkillNow become WeSkillNow?
But like it's times like these where I realize, yeah, I have such a bad memory. Because think that I was 6.
So that would have been around the same time as me. It's been a long, enjoyable ride. It's just hard to believe that the game's still thriving the way it is. And on top of that, so here's a fun little heartwarming thing for you. And I kind of brought it up earlier, but every once in a while, I'll just listen to RuneScape soundtrack when I don't feel like listening to anything else. And Newbie Melody came on. All right, I just found Ian Taylor's Old School RuneScape on Spotify, and Newbie Melody came on. But it almost makes me cry when I sit and listen to it with volume turned up.
What's the title on that video? Grown Man Cries at RuneScape Music.
You know, I might just label it All the Feels with a period afterwards, because your serious videos, the title has to end with a period.
Yes, every time.
So, when you come out with Nothing Part 2, I will make All the Feels.
Man, nothing.
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a joke about making Nothing Part 2. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it before.
It's one of my favorite videos.
Before I go to bed.
Thank you. I expected.
So
I'll give you. No, I'll just leave it at what it is. Never mind.
I want to be pleasantly surprised, but
yes.
Just the music, and my dad always says it too. He'll hear RuneScape soundtrack music, and he'll just be like, oh, I miss when you guys used to listen to that out loud so much. And I'm like, really? This is a memory for him too. We played this game so much as kids. It just sits in my memory, like the hours we spent down there. Like, and it's what we bonded over, whether it felt like it or not. But here we are now, and you know, you don't hear Nick as much on these videos. I mean, you've heard his name and his voice at least a few times now, but we're making RuneScape videos now, and that's where it all started. So, like, all the touchy-feely stuff, like, I guess this part of the video is just, I kind of want to hear some of your fond memories too. I want to know, like,
yeah,
am I experiencing these things myself, or like, are my community, we'll call it community, is the community experiencing these things with me now that we're all adults?
I think that a lot of people have similar memories, but they're all going to have that unique flavor. Like yours is the black dagger versus the steel axe.
Yeah.
And for me, I think, well, because when you started, it was RuneScape Classic, correct?
Yep. Just for a while. Right at the cusp.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember logging in. My brother's 6 years older than me, so he heard about it from a friend and then brought it to me, right? I remember logging in for the first time and saying, "Wow, look at that little demon! Look at that little demon!" It was an imp running around Lumbridge Castle.
Oh, and that's back when I looked like a little dude in a red outfit, right?
Yes, yes, it was.
Woo!
That such nasty graphics.
Those are some deep-seated memories we didn't know we were digging up right now.
Yep, yep.
It's just good. It's just good to have these conversations again. I'm always going to be of the opinion that the content I want to see other people make is the content I feel like I should be making. The content I
Right.
wanted to see for League Trailblazers is the content I decided to start making, and look what happened.
I feel so fortunate.
I'm really happy you commented on a video. I'm really happy you reached out and said that line about let's theory craft. That
Was me, wasn't it?
that was you.
I did this.
You wrote the comment, we should theory craft together.
Yeah.
And my initial response was, wow, that'd be cool. Just like talking to someone besides just me and Nick.
And then you realized I had a channel.
I looked at your channel and I'm like, I've watched these videos. And I felt, you gotta know the joy that made me feel. It was really humbling.
It's so funny that like you say that. So I'm WeSkillNow. I've got a YouTube video. That's a channel, even a YouTube channel. That's kind of the main hub of where these things happen. And if you go to that YouTube channel, any of the videos has a whole bunch of links to the rest of where you can find me. Twitch, Discord, Reddit even. My Reddit, r/WeSkillNow, is an awesome resource for all things Trailblazer. If you're looking for a group of people that you can ask questions to or look at their game plans even, a bunch of people are posting that on the subreddit. So it's a super cool place to be. WeSkillNow, look it up on YouTube. And I appreciate the subscription.
If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, check if you're subscribed real quick. Check out WeSkillNow's channel too. I'm going to throw my Twitch and my Twitter down in the description. So if you want to connect with me more that way, I'm just starting to build that Twitter up. And hey, first Twitch stream, yeah, it's going to be fun. Be there for the start of it. I'm excited. Thanks again.